Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be another pick a card reading. We're going to be asking a question. What type of relationship would suit us best right now? So I'm asking the question, what type of relationship would suit you best? But I say us because we're all included in this, because, you know, your favorite reader is usually going through the same things that you are. So I'm basically just asking the question, what type of relationships suit us best with where we are currently, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? You know, what type of people, what type of relationship would fit us? Okay. It's kind of similar to the last pick a card, one of the pick a cards I did where we were asking what type of relationships are you attracting? You know, that was kind of like a curse marker, I believe it's called. Anyway, I'm doing this reading because the last reading we just did, I noticed that a lot of our piles were indecisive and there were a lot of past relationships. You know, and those past relationships I was learning, now I'm getting an understanding that the past relationships were about forgiveness, and that's how you lighten the load. That way you can move forward. So a lot of like past relationships were coming up for you to be able to like internalize. Plus we're going through Mercury retrograde. You know, if it's not exactly right now, it's like that beginning phase, like that shadow period where it's right before, like the 2 weeks before, and sometimes the 2 weeks after. So we're feeling maybe the effects of it and having like remnants of past people, past situations coming up. But right now, we're gonna be asking the question about what type of relationship would be best for you or best suited for you, okay? As always, thanks to those people who like, share, subscribe. Hey, yo, and thank y'all. When y'all be donating, and I'll be in the shower, or I'll be like laying in my room and I'll be reading, and then I hear my Cash App go off, or I get the email alert and it be like, ping, somebody just donated. Bro, sis, I'll be feeling like Dr. Umar when he be like, donations. I'll be so hyped. Yo, thank y'all, man. You really don't understand. I'll be grateful for every little thing. All right, so, I ain't gonna do too much talking. It's just, you know, I'm just excited today. My mouth not hurting. That's why I didn't record last night. My mouth was hurting like a mug, and I was just trying to be tough and come out here and do it anyway. But, you know, good thing I'm not a people pleaser anymore. I did what was best for me. So here I am now. So without further ado, pile 1 with the moonstone, pile 2 with the rose quartz, pile 3 with the euchronite, and pile 4 with amazonite. Take a second. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Sometimes 2 types of relationships will fit you. You might be in between worlds, you know, in between. All right. Ooh. Oh no. Okay. So I'm gonna get started over here with pile 1. Pile 1. So pile 1. What type of relationship would suit you best right now? Okay. So right in the middle, I'm getting, it's got to be a relationship for you that allows you to be more in your feminine energy. So you have an energy of you being like an Aries, where you're a bit aggressive, more masculine, more of a self-starter, more headstrong, more independent based. You seem to take the lead in situations. You need a relationship where you're not going to have to be overthinking yourself or always constantly in your head repeating the same patterns, because you got 2 cards of repeating the same patterns with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. You're repeating the same patterns, and the 4 of Swords. Now check it. The way I'm reading this, because this is the tarot. I'm using the tarot as the reasons that are keeping you from having this relationship. All right. And what's going to be keeping you from having a relationship is listening to gossip, what other people are saying or what other people are telling you should do, as well as holding on to past beliefs and past patterns, like restarting them mentally, like rehashing old patterns, old beliefs, and keeping them like going. And that's what's keeping you from actually getting into this relationship. Now I'm going to describe the relationship you need. So this relationship you're going to need is someone who honors themselves. They're very empowered. They come off with a bit of a detachedness. They're going to match your fiery energy. They're going to be passionate, and they're going to be someone who speaks the truth. But when they speak, it comes from a more intellectual state. They're not one who's very emotional, because you don't have cards of being very emotional. You have cards of you being more fiery, passionate, and intense. So you're someone who's more of a headstrong, head leader, stubborn, stuck in their way type of person, very masculine energy, even if you're feminine. You're very, very masculine. And what you need is someone to temper that down and soften you. And what they'll do that by is by bringing love into the situation. Maybe Aquarius energy. It's more of like they can intellectualize the feelings and emotions that you're going through. So they're going to be someone who can kind of like stoke your flame, but they're going to be also someone who can take the intensity without taking it personal. All right, this is someone who is going to speak their mind without worrying about the outcome and whether this plans out or pays out in the way that they would want them to. And being that it's an Aquarius energy, this is also an energy of them thinking of the greater good in the situation. So instead of them injecting their pride, maybe you say something that's hurtful to them, instead of them injecting their pride, they're going to be someone who kind of steps back and then assesses where you are, and then they're going to communicate with what they think is best, what would fix the situation. They're not going to necessarily be a problem solver, but they're going to be someone who speaks the truth and brings love into the situation. So whatever they say to you is with love and care, but they have no care for what comes after. Like, they don't care about the outcome. And because you're worried about how others are perceiving you, or what others are saying around you or behind your back, you're worrying what you should do. You're listening to others instead of your own intuitive guidance. There's someone who does what they want to do. They listen to their own self. They don't care whether they're accepted by others or not. So you're going to need a partner like that who doesn't really care for the words of others. Now you have a card of stability, which means there's a level of stability that comes over the long period of time. So you need someone who's going to stick with you for a while and work with you through the seasons. You guys will grow together at a slow pace though. Even though you're very fiery and very passionate, you need slowness. You need someone to get to know you, each inch and every morsel of you. All right. You need someone who's a compromiser as well, because you're very passionate. So you need someone who can kind of meet you where you are and then compromise with you. And this is also that way you can be more feminine and not have to overthink situations. They're going to basically be able to take charge of the situation because they're going to be able to bring love into the situation from a detached place where they don't care whether it goes in the way that they want. They want you to hear the words that they're speaking. They want you to hear the communication that they're speaking. They're going to focus on you. All right. This is someone who's going to be a great communicator because you got the throat chakra, and someone who's going to be very grounded because you have the root chakra, and someone who's going to be very creative, or open to, they're going to be very sexual because you also have the sacral chakra. All right. So there's someone who's very creative, very sexual, but they honor themselves. So there's someone who may not be out engaging sexually with everyone, but they do honor themselves in their sexuality. All right, this is someone who's going to empower you. So when they come to you, they're going to always speak to you with love, and it's going to be from an intellectual standpoint where you can understand. They're not going to try to communicate with you on an emotional basis. That's not where they are. They're not too strong into their emotions. But they do take control, and that's what's going to allow you to be more in your feminine energy. Even if you're a masculine, this woman will come in and she will be more dominant. She will basically kind of like lead the way in terms of like whenever you're having I want to call them temper tantrums. Whenever you're feeling a bit out of space or spacey, she's going to come in and kind of like ground you, bring you back to reality with empowering communication. She's going to empower you. She's going to allow you to be more receptive. And receptive energy, even though it's feminine energy, it's about just being able to receive blessings, being able to receive love. It's receptive energy, being able to receive what is meant for you. You're going to be more open. That's what they're going to do. They're going to make you more receptive and get you outside of your head, because you might be an overthinker or someone who's always worried how they're perceived by other people, especially in relationships. So if it's not you worrying about how people outside of relationship are viewing you, you're worried about how your partner is viewing you. All right. And so for you, you're probably someone who's keeping the same pattern going because it's something that you've probably seen your parents do, because what you have is this has always been the way that I've done things, and then there's an energy of you not wanting to be in relationships because you want to be in control. And so the advice that this person may come in and give you is letting you know, like, you create your own way. You are exactly where you need to be. They're going to give you a sense of groundedness and a sense of self-fulfillment. Like within yourself. They're going to make you feel fulfilled within yourself. They're not going to make you do it. They're going to encourage it on you. all right, through their communication, through the way that they communicate with you, and through the way that they show you love. See, this is Aquarius energy, so they're going to be kind of like they're going to be someone who's like it's not really duality. They're going to be someone who's different for sure, because Aquarius is a sign of it's an air sign, but he's a water bearer. So he brings emotions, but he's an air sign, and the emotions that he's sharing are for the greater good of everyone. So this person, when they do share their feelings, they're going to be sharing it with the intention to help the overall of the situation. They're going to want to make the situation better, but they're going to do it from a place of seeing the bigger picture and seeing what will work for everyone, what is best for everyone in this situation. This is going to be someone who practices gratitude, and they may be into the healing arts, or they may be into just healing naturally, like holistic healing, or some type of like body regimen, but they're going to be working on healing, and they're going to be very grateful for what it is that they have. This is also your advice, so I'm going to read that at the very end. But they're going to be someone who's going to allow the energy from the divine to basically fuel you, and like they're going to help you come into your potential as a feminine. Even if you're a masculine, they're going to come into this to bring you into this receptive energy. And this is going to help you out, because there are things that you probably are requesting and asking for. I mean, I'm sure there are things you're asking for. But what they're going to do is make you more receiving of it, allow you to be more open to receiving what it is that you're asking for. Because maybe right now you're a bit harsh and a bit stubborn and a bit pushy and impulsive, and they're going to like tone that down, like kind of like smooth those rough edges that you have. All right. And they're going to allow you to be more feminine and more relaxed, more chill, more peaceful, and get out inside of your head. All right. There's going to be a level of stability and a level of compromising that they're going to be bringing in. That's the type of relationship that will work best for you. Someone who compromises with their emotions and their passions, and someone who is very stable, who offers stability and is willing to grow with something long term in a slow and steady pace, though. All right. They're also someone who knows how to play it cool even in tense situations. All right. This type of relationship that's going to work best for you. But what's keeping you from it, like I said, is you worrying about how other people are perceiving you, or worrying about what other people are telling you should be doing, or where you should be, or how the relationship should be going. It's like past beliefs. So you might have mothers, fathers, uncles telling you, well, the man needs to do this. Well, the woman needs to do this, and that's not going to work for your relationship. The person that's coming along isn't going to care what people are telling them that they should be doing. They're going to do what they want to do, because they have a higher understanding of who they are. And they have this rebellious spirit where they want to break social norms, all right, for the greater good of everyone. So that would be the type of relationship that would fit you. Someone who's very passionate, someone who's very intellectual, someone who knows how to bring love into a situation without being too overly pushy or overly cynical. There's someone who knows how to compromise, someone who wants to build stability but doesn't mind growing it season by season at a slow pace and steady pace. They're going to be someone who communicates very well, and someone who's going to keep their focus on you, all right? There's someone who's going to teach you to honor yourself, and they're going to speak with ways that empower you, all right? There's someone that's going to come in and give you a reset. This relationship would come and reset you and put you back into your feminine energy or receptive energy, okay? So here's your advice. Your advice says gratitude. Thank you. This is a heartfelt thanks to you from someone who recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. And then you have healing. Listen to your heart. Love is the greatest healer. It has the capacity to balance and heal your emotions, thoughts, and perceptions, which in turn will heal you physically. Your angels are here with you and will help you dissolve your fears. Trust in the power of love to guide you, and your life will magically transform. This card is confirmation that healing is occurring. So this person is going to bring great healing to you and give you a sense of gratitude or gratefulness. They're going to get you out of your head and allow you to be more receptive and more feminine and more relaxed. All right, because you're probably someone who's very tense, like just kind of like a go, go, go type of person, headstrong, want things the way that you want them, and if they're not, you blow up. All right, so they'll be coming in to bring some healing to you and kind of quell that anger and that frustration and bring you more into your feminine energy, okay? More of a receptive energy. I keep saying that because that's really the point. That's really the principle of this. They're going to bring you to be more receptive. So this may not be a long-term relationship, but they're going to be getting you ready to be receiving of a more intimate and deeper connection, okay? So pile 1, that's what I got. Hopefully you like that reading. Let me know. Comment down the bottom. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Pile 2, this is the rose quartz. If you chose the rose quartz, this is your reading. So pile 2, what type of relationship would be a good relationship or would best suit you right now? Okay. So you also, as well as pile number 1, I'm sure in every relationship, I think we're going to have a throat chakra, which stands for communication. I think we're going to have a throat chakra in every one because communication is key in relationships. So I'm pretty sure we're going to probably have throat chakra in every reading. But you also have, you need someone to be a very good communicator. You want someone to kind of speak life into you. You're going to want someone who's not really a risk taker, who allows the divine to show them what steps to take next. You want someone who takes inspired action. You don't want them to be an impulsive person. You want someone who's a bit tidy, a bit clean, clean cut, clean shaven. You want someone who doesn't have addictions or someone who doesn't have any toxic behaviors that need to be cleaned up or need to be fixed. You want someone who's not trying to take advantage or get a leg up off of you. You want someone who you don't have to take care of or have to actually boost up. All right, the type of relationship that works for you is a relationship where you don't have to boost the person up. You don't have to lift them up. You don't have to carry them. They carry their own weight, as well as them not being an impulsive person or possibly a heartbreaker. So whenever I see come to the edge, I always think of this as like almost like a Knight of Wands type of person who comes in and they leave a trail of broken hearts behind them. If you can see, they leave a trail of broken hearts behind them. You have this in reverse. So this is the type of person that won't do that to you. They're more cautious of the steps that they take. They're more careful. They pay attention to the details of things, because you also have clean it up, which is about doing like paying attention to finer details, putting things in order, getting rid of things that no longer serve you. And then you also have release negativity. So you're going to have a person who's either they once had an addiction and they got rid of it, or this is someone who once had bad habits and they worked their way through it and they cleaned it up. Now they're not as impulsive anymore. This could be a previous person who used to be a player, and a player is just someone who's just a true player is just someone who is emotionally disconnected from themselves. They're emotionally unavailable, and that's why it seems like they're playing a game. It's only because they don't know their own emotions. So it seems like they're playing. All right, it's just that they don't know what they want because they're afraid of being hurt and being vulnerable. So they become off as a player. All right, but what you want is someone who's confident and someone who's kind of like centered within themselves. They see themselves at the center of their world, so they're more conscious and they're more conscious of their steps and their behaviors. They're more conscious of their routines. They're more conscious of their thought patterns. All right, this is someone who's patient because you have time to breathe out, and this is someone, this is a new start. So this is someone that's going to give you a brand new lease on start, like a brand new start on life. All right, because you're not going to have to take care of this person. They're going to be independent. They won't need you to help them out. They're going to be someone who actually did the work to make themselves a better version of themselves. This is someone who's released negativity, and this is someone who is willing to actually put the effort in to get what it is that they really want. Now, this is someone who you might see them as being a bit prideful, or like feeling like they always know what's best. This is the type of relationship you have. It's someone who's going to feel like they know what's best. Whereas for you, it might seem like this seems a bit crazy or a bit out of like whack, or not really making sense to you. Like there's this energy of like not settling for less than what you want. Like going to the 10th degree to really achieve what it is that they want. Like this is a person who's going to put in the relationship you need is going to be a person who kind of they don't sacrifice themselves for what they want, but they are willing to do what it is that they need to get it. And whatever they do, like whatever it is that they do, however far they go, the means always suffices the actual outcome. So like the means always like they match the outcome. So as far as they went, the outcome that came from it makes perfect sense. But to you, it won't look like that. It's going to look like they're being a bit extreme, a bit renegadish. They're going to be seeming like they're making irrational moves to you, or like they're irrational, because this is not something that you're used to. It's not something that you've seen on a regular. All right. But they're going to be very confident. In your mind, you're going to probably feel like I can't do what they do, or you're going to feel conflicted when they show up. All right. And it's basically letting you know like your higher self is going to recognize them. All right. And that's where the connection is going to come in for you. This is going to be a relationship that's going to boost your connection. I mean, boost your connection and your confidence. And it's going to be someone who's going to be patient with you. All right. Because you may be in a state where you're kind of like tired of dating, feeling like you can't do that, or you don't have the confidence to go after the things that you want, or you don't have the confidence to be seen or put out into the public light where other suitors could possibly holler at you. There's going to be this energy of like a dormancy. All right. You want this relationship to kind of like be like undercover, where you don't want people to see it. You want it to grow naturally and authentic, but you want it in a way where other people won't see it to be able to hamper or get involved in it, which is different from Power One. Power One was worried about how other people would see their relationship or what other people would tell them about the relationship, whereas you don't want other people in your relationship at all. You want it to be kind of hidden, dark, dormant. You want it to seem like maybe you're not even dating, all right? That's how it is. But you want it to be like a person. You want it to be like opulence. You want it to be very sexual, very sensual. You want it to be kind of comforting. You want the luxuries of things. You want it to be an abundant relationship as well, with a level of stability. But I get the energy of kind of like you want to be with someone, but you want to be alone. Comment if that's really what it is, because I feel like there's an energy of you wanting to be alone. All right, because they're tired of dating, and this person is going to come in, but they're going to boost your confidence and allow you to step forward and shine your light. They're going to allow you to express yourself. They're going to have you step forward and express yourself, because you're kind of like in a state where you're not feeling like getting involved with other people or just even being like in public is kind of the vibe I get. And they're going to give you a new start. They're going to be very patient with you while they work with you to relieve those negative thoughts, those emotional traumas that you've been holding on for a long time. This is Scorpio energy. Emotional traumas that you've held on to for a long time. All right. And they're going to come in and be very patient with you while you cope and find the answers to the questions that you have within yourself. They're going to walk you through it. They're going to inspire you to do the inner work and the inner healing to release the negativity. And this can either lead you guys to a long-term relationship or lead you into your next relationship, which could possibly be long-term and more committed with more depth. Whenever you have Scorpio in here, it represents a relationship that has depth, okay? Deep emotional feelings, deep emotional connection. That's what Scorpio represents. All right. What's keeping you from doing this is you want to be acknowledged by other people. You want to be celebrated by everyone. You want public recognition. You want attention. And that's what's keeping you from having this relationship, as well as you being guarded and undecided about what it is that you genuinely want. You're not comfortable alone or even feeling abundant within yourself. You're not feeling particularly attractive. And this person is going to come in and change that for you. All right. Because you have the Empress in reverse, which is also, about not feeling attractive, not feeling abundant, not wanting to be a mother figure, not wanting to take care of your responsibilities. So that's what's keeping you from it. You're not wanting to take care of yourself. You're not wanting to be independent and alone. All right. And they're going to come in and pretty much focused on you. They're going to help you focus on you. They're going to help center your energy in towards your heart space and grounding yourself into being aware of what's going on right now. Like, be present right here. And they're going to boost your personal power as well as your communication skills. So this relationship is going to give you a brand new start. It's going to open you up. All right, because you're not going to have to take care of this person, and they're going to be a person who's very cautious. They're not taking risk with your heart. There's someone who's taking the time out to get rid of the things that aren't serving them and get rid of the negative habits and the negative traits about themselves. They already released the negativity, all right? And there's someone who's patient while they're working with you to do this. They're helping you cope with emotional trauma. They're helping you cope with not having your voice or not having clarity about what it is that you want. And they're going to be helping you feel aligned. Because right now you may be confused and conflicted about what it is that you truly want. Do you just want public recognition? Do you just want options? Do you just want suitors to see you as beautiful and attractive? Or do you really want to feel that way within yourself, whether there's anyone with you or not? Do you really want to be the empress upright, whether you have an emperor or not? You know what I mean? Do you want to feel confident within yourself? Do you want to be abundant? Do you want to feel attractive? Do you want to feel loved within yourself? They're going to come in and they're going to inspire that. This card says inspiration. They're going to inspire that. That's what they're coming to do. They're helping you heal deep emotional wounds. All right. And this relationship would be a relationship that's going to be more likely secretive or very quiet, where not really a lot of people know about it. And it may seem like a lot of things are happening beneath the surface, and they are. All right, a lot of things will be happening beneath the surface, but they're going to boost your confidence and align you with who you truly are meant to be. And this is good. So here's your advice for this. It says dreams. This is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. Embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision and you will draw success to you. All you ever wish for, even that which seems distant, is about to manifest. Okay? So, pile number 2. Let me give you some signs, because this might help out. So you got Libra, you got Taurus, you got Leo, you have Virgo, and you have Aquarius, as well as Aries and Taurus and Scorpio. So these may be some signs that might be for you if you encounter them. They may have this in their birth chart somewhere. This is going to be the type of energy that's going to be more I can't think of a word, but it's going to help you out. All right, it's going to be better for you. It's better suited for you. Okay, so pile 2, this is what I got. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Pile 3, this is your reading right here. So, pile 3, what type of relationship would suit you best at this current time? I'm sorry. Okay, so this one is mostly my thinker, analyzer, communicator pile. All right, now you guys have secret sexual thoughts, or it's like secret sexuality. Like you keep your sexuality hidden, tucked away, because you're more of an analyzer and a thinker. I have a lot of Gemini cards. I have a lot of cards of orator or being a communicator. And I have, okay, I like this. Okay, now this could be someone. No, I'm not gonna say this. Yeah, this could be someone in the past. All right, this could be a relationship that you've already had before, that maybe was a good relationship for you. There was a lot of deep sexual connection. There was a lot of playful energy. You guys could have both been creators or artists. You guys could have been singers, rappers, poets. You guys were creators or artists of some sort. All right. There's like a deep sexual undertone or sexual obsession that you guys will share. Some of the signs I have is Aries and Scorpio, as well as Gemini and Virgo. And then I have a little bit of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. But it doesn't have to be. It could just mean that there's emotion. There will be emotions. Like you guys have shared emotions. Okay. Now this could be your husband, because the King of Cups does represent a loyal husband as well. So that could be that, or it could be your wife, right? But they're very loving, very emotional. All right, and they're very good with their feelings and their emotions. But what this relationship would do is teach you to speak whenever there is conflict and whenever there's chaos or whenever there's an issue, whenever there's stress, whenever you're worried about something. They're going to teach you to communicate what it is that you're having problems with. So you're no longer going to be passive aggressive. All right, this is going to be someone who's going to renew you and give you this feeling of integrity. You know, they're going to give you your own level of integrity. All right, you have your heart chakra and your sacral chakra. So there's definitely sexual energy here, and there's definitely love here. All right, they're going to open up your heart. They're going to give you this understanding that you're just a human experiencing. That you're just a spirit experiencing a human experience. So forgiveness will be nothing. It's really nothing. That's what the last reading we did about when I was asking about who's coming next in love. Forgiveness was mainly about those four piles. You know, I wasn't really able to put into words what I was feeling about it, but that's what it was, forgiveness. All right. So this is someone that you probably already dealt with before, and you guys had a good relationship. You guys were co-creators together. You were artists. You may not work together, but you guys were artists in your own right. You were creators in your own right. And there was a lot of sexual attraction, a lot of sexual attention. You guys could have Scorpio in your chart, or you could be a Scorpio, as well as you could have Aries in your chart. All right, but this is an energy of a lot of passion, a lot of sexuality to it. And what this person did is they inspire you. They inspire you to communicate. They inspire you to see the other possibilities of life. They're going to come in and give you this feeling of knowing that you are good enough and that you can communicate the things that you really need. They're going to teach you more about communicating what it is that you need, because you may be in an energy of being not necessarily a people pleaser, but an overgiver. You know what I mean? Someone who people basically take advantage of because of your gifts and because you're not ashamed of who you are. All right, you're someone who does a lot of thinking, someone who can communicate, but you don't do the best at communicating when there's an issue or when there's trouble or when there's trouble in paradise. You're not the one who does the most communicating. All right, you don't like to communicate when there's trouble. So what they're going to be doing is bringing you into being more grounded and more in touch with your heart space and your creative energy. All right, they're going to inspire you to speak when things are bothering you. All right. This is someone who's going to also give you a bit of a recharge when it comes to like your passions. They're going to allow you to like rest and relax. They're a person who lets you know that strong energy doesn't stay consistent. You need a rest. You need to break in order to be able to be as forceful or as it's a word I'm looking for. I can't get it because there's so many words coming right now. But you're going to want to be like they're going to be giving you the power to like, you're going to rest, and then your energy is going to be like full, like 100%, like a recharged battery. They're telling you that in order for you to keep going further, or in order for you to keep going with the intensity that you have, you need to rest in order to build back up the strength to keep going. All right. So you're someone who doesn't really talk too much about issues when there's like conflict or when you're stressing or when there's a problem. When you have a disagreement, you're not someone who communicates about that too well. Or if you do, you don't communicate it in a way that actually helps the situation. You may be more critical because you have Virgo energy. So if you're critical of them, you're also very self-critical of yourself. All right, but this is a person who, you're a person and they're a person who's going to be mostly intellectualized, and they're going to be a giver as well. They're going to be giving to you. They're going to help you out. They're going to help you move further in life and help you get up to whatever stage it is that you want. Because Virgo is a sign of a giver. They're considered the perfect wife because they understand what it is. They're like a problem solver. They analyze their partner, and they see where you're weak at, and then they come in and help you. So a lot of times if Virgo doesn't see where they can help you, they feel intimidated because their job is to be a natural helper. So this person is going to come in with the natural ability of wanting to help you. And if they can't find a place where they see a weakness where they can help you, they're not going to want to be a part of your life. But they're going to already see that you don't do too well with conflict, and that you don't do too well like speaking and communicating when you're in conflict or when conflict comes around. So you're a person who feels like you don't deserve the type of mess or drama that you have. And they're going to teach you forgiving, allow labels of judgment to disappear. They're going to get you to see other individuals through your heart space, because you have a heart space here as well, right next to forgiveness. So they're going to be allowing you to see humans through your heart space and not place such a judgmental rap on them. Not be so judgy about people making mistakes, because you too have made mistakes that you wish you could have done over, But the past is the past, and here we are. There's someone who's going to very much communicate with you, and they're going to help you process those emotions. They're going to help you speak up those feelings that you have when you're having tension and conflict. Those feelings that you kind of push and suppress down, they're going to help you speak them out, all right, and allow you to get that out. They're going to give you a level of integrity and self-belief in yourself, all right? So it's like when the stories come up, when those emotions come up and those thoughts come up, you're going to be they're going to teach you to analyze what things are true, or are you making these up? Are you like fabricating in your own mind a truth that may not be true? You get what I mean? Like a story that may not be true. Are you fabricating that up in your own mind? You know, and they're going to help you out with that. They're going to teach you that you are good enough for the love that you're asking, and they're going to see you as very intelligent, a very good communicator, just not one who communicates best when they're going through stress or when they're worried or they're having a problem with something. All right. Now, they're going to be also someone who's going to teach you to love your body, because I get 2 cards of not like appreciating your body or like body shaming. And they're going to teach you that your body is a temple, and that you're very lovable, that you're very beautiful, that your body is attractive. Like they're going to respect all avenues of you. You know, your mind, your mental, your sexual, your physical, and they're going to bring you into this sense of being more grounded within who you are in the heart space. All right. They're going to allow you to see people from a loving perspective, as opposed to a critical perspective where you or a perfectionist perspective where you expect people to not make mistakes, to not be wrong, to get it right every time. The same way you probably feel about yourself. They're going to get you out of that way of thinking. Now, what's keeping you from having this relationship is the way that you express your emotions is like, I want it now, I need it now. If there's an energy of you being jealous and an energy of you walking away. Like you were a bit too pushy, a bit too judgmental, and you were like emotionally manipulative as well. You may have been too overwhelming with your emotions in this past relationship, if this is a past person. Now, if this is someone new, this is just someone who feels like you've known them, or you feel like you've known them for a while. Maybe you recognized them in your friend group for years, or you've seen them around your city for years, and you maybe spoke once or twice, but you never really got to know them any deeper. This is someone who sees you as being too emotionally involved, and very possessive or very jealous, as well as this is someone who sees you as walking away from something that was already built. So it has to be someone from the past, because the 8 of Cups represents walking away from an emotional stability that was once built before, that is no longer satisfying to you. So this is someone who you've once been with before, and you walked away because you felt like you weren't being emotionally satisfied. I'm getting the energy of you didn't feel like you were being matched emotionally, like they weren't matching your vibe emotionally. And so you got a bit pushy and a bit temperamental and judgmental, because you wanted it the way you wanted it, and you wanted it now, okay? So there was a breakup here, or a separation, and they're a person who's probably going to come back in to school you that, hey, you are good enough for love. You deserve to be given gifts, to be taken care of. You deserve to get clear communication. You just need to work on communicating when things are going awry, or things are not going how you expected them to go. When there's chaos and conflict, you need to speak out what you really mean or what you really feel. Internalize those emotions, allow them to come up, and communicate them. All right. And they're going to teach you a level of forgiveness, to see people through your heart space and not through that critical lens that you've been viewing people from. All right. So some of your advice you have, the advice you have is love. It says, negative thoughts and feelings are sabotaging your pursuit of happiness. We, your angels, are here to help you heal. Allow our healing light to flow through your heart. Consciously infuse each negative thought or feeling with love and light. Feel both your heart and mind aligning to your soul's sacred purpose, and unleash your divine potential through the power of love. Okay? So, that's what I got, pile 3. If this resonates with you, comment down the bottom and tell me about it. I think these are good readings. I like the vibe of these readings. All right. So thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Pile 4. This is your reading. So pile 4. What type of relationship would work best for you or best suit you right now? Okay. So this is a relationship that's going to change your perspective and give you a new outlook on life. All right. It's going to change your perspective in terms of like your emotions and your intuition. All right. This is a relationship that's going to come with ease. They're going to bring in ease and give you a level of insight. And I'm feeling like the insight has to do with emotions because I got manipulation in the emotional sense. All right. So they're going to be teaching you to stop emotionally manipulating people. That's the insight they're going to get you. They're going to help you observe your own emotions because they're looking at the moon, which represents emotions. They're going to help you interpret your emotions and to get over this need to emotionally manipulate other people or play with other people's feelings. All right. They're going to be someone who's going to bring this to a conclusion, like close this up to a wrap. Like they're going to these like, so it's like you've been like observing the way that you feel. You've been observing your emotions a bit, but they're going to be someone who's going to bring in a new beginning for you. It's a new start for you. All right. Conclusions are within reach. So that means that this is going to be a loving person. You got Cancer energy here, so there could be a Cancer, and it could be a Pisces. But this is going to be someone who's going to isolate you. All right. They're going to teach you to isolate yourself. This might not be an intimate relationship, to be honest. This might be a mother figure. To be for real. You know, this is kind of weird to me. This could be like a mother figure who kind of schools you or puts you up on game, or an older adult. Doesn't have to be a mother, but it could be more of like a feminine energy who's going to come in and kind of help you process your emotions. They're going to give you a new outlook on life. They're going to enlighten you, all right, because you have enlightened here as well. They're going to give you insight having to do with your emotions and clarity, all right. This is someone who's going to help you like ease, like get into a new ease of life. Like you may feel like you have to make things work. They're going to teach you to kind of go with the flow of life. You don't have to force anything. And maybe that's why they're going to call attention to the emotional manipulation that you use, because your emotional manipulation is just a way to gain power or control over your partner. So this person or this relationship that you're going to have is going to be them teaching you to nurture yourself, to be more loving and more giving of other people as well. I don't see too much about forgiveness, but I see it as more about like thinking not really of the greater good. It's more about like not rocking the boat. That's what it is. Not rocking the boat is what they're going to be kind of teaching you with. They're teaching you to go with the ease and like to release your grip on life, because you have like this strong grip on the way that you think things are supposed to be. And so you manipulate people to create this effect to get what it is that you expect it to be. You're hoping for it to be this way. So you may play with people's feelings, make people feel sad, guilt them, shame them, in order to get the desired result that you're looking for, which is love. And so they're going to teach you a form of self-love that's going to allow you to interpret your emotions in a different way. And it's going to allow you to go with the flow of life and allow you to go with the flow of relationships where you're not trying to be a dictator. All right. So they're going to be teaching you like there's a higher purpose. So when you communicate, you're going to communicate with purpose. They're going to teach you to communicate with purpose, not with deception. You know what I mean? They're going to give you this level. I don't see integrity here, but it's going to be like a level of integrity that they're going to be teaching you. All right. They're going to teach you to connect with who you really are and get rid of the illusions that you've been painting on yourself. All right. There's going to be a brighter outcome that comes from this. It's going to be even better than you thought it was. Now we got another dormant moon, which means that there are hidden feelings. So they're going to ask you to basically like isolate yourself, to take time out to yourself, to nurture yourself. This relationship is going to teach you to take time out for yourself. It's going to help you get out of those thoughts that keep you trapped and stuck in your head. All right, because you have the Eight of Swords. So that's kind of where you are. You're still kind of stuck in your head. That's what's keeping you from it. It's like you're not really seeing things clearly. All right, and that's what's going on here. This is what's keeping you from being here. There are things because you have the moon also. There are things that you aren't really seeing clearly. You know, and this is what keeps you stuck in your thoughts and in your head. It kind of keeps you in a cycle, a pattern of thinking the same things, thinking the same way, and you can't really see the truth of the matter. All right, and so what they're going to do is come in and end this for you. They're going to end that. They're going to give you a good resolution by teaching you to emotionally connect to yourself, to nurture yourself. Now, this could be a mother figure or just an older person who just comes with nurturing, loving energy. They're going to give you some good communication, like some real loving communication. They're going to share an emotional moment with you, okay? And they're going to talk to you about, this emotional manipulation that you're using on your partners, on your friendships, and just in general. They're going to call attention to it and make you aware of it. And it's going to give you a new a new insight on who you are and how you are, right? And this is going to enlighten you, okay? And it's going to give you a safe place to continue off on your self journey, because you have enlightenment and self journey right next to isolation. So you're going to be going off alone. You're going to be doing this alone. So the best relationship for you right now is alone, but with people who care about you genuinely, more likely friends, family, close associates. You're going to be building on, and they're going to be teaching you to be aware of when you're being emotionally manipulative, when you're trying to use feelings of shame, guilt, resentment to get others to do what it is that you want them to do. All right. There's going to be a energy of like your intentions of not being clear. You have passion and desire, but it's not really clear about where you intend things to go. You just want things to go fast. All right. And so that's where the manipulation is going to just come in, because you want them to fall. It's like an energy of you wanting people to fall deeply with you, and you want them to do it quick. That's a different type of love. There's 8 types of love. That love will be considered eros. All right. That'd be eros love, where it's very passionate, very sexual. It's built on lust, and it's built more on mania and obsession. All right. It's a form of love. Right, and it usually entails with jealousy as well, okay, and a level of possessiveness, of ownership, feeling like you own someone, okay. So they're going to be teaching you to get rid of that way and to get out of that, because that's going to allow you to have a partner who's more loving and less dominant. They're not going to the companion you're going to attract after this is not going to be a person who's going to be controlling of you or trying to manipulate, guilt, or shame you into doing what it is that they want you to do. This is going to be a relationship where they're teaching you responsibility and how to take ownership of what it is that you do in relationships. All right, like you're going to be a person who takes responsibility for what you've done. You're not going to just be they did this, they did that, they did me this way. You're not going to be that type of person after this relationship that comes in. All right. They're going to be teaching you to kind of like let that go, like share that you can share the responsibilities. They didn't just do it. You did it too. You know what I mean? You were a part of this as well. They're going to teach you to take equal responsibility in relationships and not use your feelings and emotions as a way to take control of the relationship. Okay? But basically what's just keeping you from having this type of a healthy type of relationship right now, or the relationship you're looking for, is you being stuck in your head and not really seeing things for how they really are. Not really speaking your truth. And then there's just things that you aren't really clear of. You haven't got a clear picture of where it is that you intend to go with your relationships. So they're going to help you out with this by getting you to isolate, spend time alone, and it's going to enlighten you to what's really going on with those feelings and what you really desire. And that's going to help you out. Then you're going to go with the flow of things. You're not going to feel like you have to make things work, because that's where the emotional manipulation comes in. The emotional manipulation to you is a form of power, because it feels like if I make them feel sad or make them feel bad, then they're going to give me what I want. So to you, it's a form of power, the way that you're using it. And they're going to teach you that is not power, and that you need to take responsibility for your own emotions and take responsibility for your part in the relationship. All right. They're going to give you this energy, because look, you got a card of oneness as well. So there's just this energy of you coming into perfect balance with yourself, coming into harmony with yourself first, taking responsibility for who you are and for your actions you've taken first, right? And then things will be revealed to you, and you'll get a new lease, a new start on life, and you'll have this feeling of personal power, because you know that you don't have to take control of others. You can just go with the flow, and life is at ease. Things that are meant for you will just flow right into your life. That's what you're going to experience after this relationship. And the only thing that's stalling you up is just that you're kind of stuck in your head and you're not really seeing the opportunity here. So even if it's not really a family member, this is just someone who feels very close to you, very loving, very nurturing, and they seem to know how to close cycles or how to end cycles, okay? So here's your advice. You have Jewel, Every event in life presents us with a new opportunity to experience ever greater love. There is a jewel to be found within every teardrop. Trust. We, your angels, are guiding the current events. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by ever greater bounds of love. Trust. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. And then you have oneness. It says, someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually, those we love never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. Okay? So, pile number 4, this was a great reading. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. I value your time and the energy that you guys spend on communicating with me, reaching out to me, liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends, encouraging me, and just keeping me going. I value y'all very much. I genuinely love you without knowing you. It feels like we're related and like we're connected, and I appreciate y'all very much for just being here with me. So, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and it's your boy Noonie.